You're listening to KCWU 88.1 The Burg, your music central, and we'd like to welcome you to the Real Authentic People's Podcast, also known as the R.A.P with
Roberto,
Atong,
and Paige.
As you know, this is the show where we talk about social issues with social people. As of today, we'll be discussing a couple of things, and one of the things that have been coming a lot lately is names.
Yeah, this has been weighing on us heavy this week.
who wants to go first? Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, the problem that we've been facing is that we don't like babies with old people names.
Thank you.
Or I guess I don't dislike babies with old people names.
It just doesn't make sense to me why I have to call you Walter
And
when
you're
you don't even
you're
walk.
a toddler.
You don't even walk.
Like
You're
a
toddler.
2-month-old named Bernadette. What sense does that make? Who is naming their child? And no offense to anybody with the names that we mentioned.
No,
No
offense
offense, no.
at all.
I'm
Please.
sure that
Please.
the naming process was beautiful and wonderful.
Because it's like, hey, can you help me change Bernard's diaper? It's like, what?
Bernard.
Bernard?
He doesn't have a 401k and like a job already.
Oop.
It's better than like silly names. You
Give me
know,
one. Give me one.
In Spanish, there's a name called Panfilo.
What does that mean?
Panfilo.
Spell it.
Panfilo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know what it means, but people are always like, "Oh, I named him after my grandfather, Panfilo." It's like, listen, that name needs to stay in that generation. That
There
don't-
are
don't-
certain names that are just like so jarring
They
when
need to
they
stay.
cross generations. Like, I know Kevin is a really common name for like people our age now, but I don't know how I'd feel if I met a baby, like a newborn baby named Kevin.
It's
If
weird.
you are a newborn baby named Kevin.
It's weirder knowing someone that's like
offense.
in their 50s named Kevin, because it's like, sir, you're not a skater. You're not a skater. Get out of here.
Your skater
don't
boy
skate.
era
Maybe
is
Tony
over.
Hawk is like 50, isn't
Tony
he?
Hawk is, yeah, he's 50.
I mean, hey.
No, he
But not-
retired though.
Ooh.
Yeah, he broke his leg and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna retire.
Oh.
But he's still like, doing his silliness. But
I mean, hey.
yeah,
If
Not
you're a
everybody
skater
can
named
be
Kevin
Tony
and you're
Hawk, though.
50.
not everybody can be Tony Hawk
That's
though.
true.
So like, if you're Kevin and if you're not at Tony Hawk level, like, change your name.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, another name that's been really getting on my nerves lately is Aubrey Drake Graham.
Aubrey Drake Graham.
Yeah.
Listen. I have a couple things to say about this man.
Say
And
it.
if you're a fan of his, listen, I this is not meant to offend you. It might, but he just needs to stay out of women's business.
Thank you.
Personally,
Thank you.
and he needs to leave victims alone.
Yeah. Like he's just been, I'm not trying to mitigate any of his talent because up until, recent events, I was listening to Drake's music, not his most recent stuff, but like, back in the day, like, what is,
Scorpio? No, or you talk.
that's like the last one that I
You
looked
wanna
forward
bring
to. That was like the last one, and I was like, okay, I think Drake has had his run.
Was it? I think his funniest one, not his best, his funniest was that one album that had that YOLO song. Because YOLO had a grip on our generation.
Wait, I really
YOLO,
liked that album.
No, that's the funniest one because it's like it came out with the Crew.
Oh, that's the Take Care album.
Take Care, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the motto.
That was
yeah,
listen.
that was a great
song.
one. But my personal favorite is Nothing Was the Same. That album was my
Yeah,
favorite.
that's a really good album. I think for me, that's the last time that he made like a really, really, really good album. And I know that that's a really unpopular opinion, but I stand by it.
Stand firm, because I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
And like now he's
Stand
just
for him now?
No.
No, huh?
We are not defending Drake anymore. He can't be defended. He is a corny man.
Very.
Like
At
through and
40,
through.
can you be corny at 40?
Yes, he's made it clear that you can still be corny at 40 years old.
With a
because why are
child?
you behaving that way? That's the problem. That's why it's corny.
But like that's dad behavior, no? To be
no,
corny?
to be getting in women's business.
No, I thought
Like, he
like the
was-
silliness, like
No.
the
Drake is not silly.
he's so silly.
No.
He's
No.
so silly.
No.
That silly dance he did for Hotline Bling.
I mean, yeah, okay.
That's
but like,
silly,
that's
those silly
2016
selfies.
Drake.
Those silly selfies he
can't-
still takes
You're right.
at
You're
40.
right. You're right. You're right.
He's silly. He's a silly dad.
Okay, he is silly, right? But you can't deny that this man does things that he should not do.
Yeah.
For instance, as you all know, I don't know how people know about it, but like the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation where she was
allegedly
assaulted with a weapon.
Yeah.
By Tory Lanez and all that stuff, and he got on a song stating that she was lying and something
about her going to school, but she's not smart enough still.
And I'm like, sir,
I'm sorry, Jimmy Crooks. I'm sorry.
Let's take it back to Degrassi.
Let's take it back, because I'm pretty sure Jimmy got held back.
Oh,
for extenuating circumstances, we're not gonna hold that against Jimmy.
Right.
Jimmy's a victim.
Jimmy's a victim. Drake is not.
Jake is not.
He just wants to get put in business, women's business, just for the sake of it. Like taking shots at Ice Spice because
the queen of rap. Let me tell you something.
Roberto, no.
She has more views on her latest song than Drake has streams on his entire new album.
And you know what?
I think let's give her flowers. Let's give her her props.
But she is not the queen of rap. She is not the queen of rap. Let's calm it down.
You're
acting like Missy Elliott
queen of New York.
No, you're acting like
queen of the Bronx.
Roberto, no.
Have you ever been to the Bronx?
I don't think none of us have.
But I'm not making claims about it. You are.
I represent the Bronx. I
Do
don't
you
care.
now?
I don't care.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They're going to fly all the way over here? What are they going to do?
Yeah, just
I would point you out.
Burg, and be like, yeah, actually, if somebody from the Bronx took issue with what you said, I would be the first person to be like, yeah, this is Roberto.
Yeah, give him my address, too.
I don't know where you live.
Good. Good.
We can always find out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not too hard.
But, yeah, I mean... And the drama with Drake doing, what Drake has been doing, sort of did overshadow the musical aspect of the project. Not that I listened to it because I really don't want to. So I am just making claims off of what I saw on Twitter. But isn't that what we all do?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Personally, I listened to the project and I actually did enjoy it. But like the whole controversy about some of the stuff he wrote about made me go, You know, it was like an unpleasant feeling when you heard it. You're like, why would you?
Unnecessarily
and the thing is,
nasty.
it was very unnecessarily said because the song still would have been great.
Right.
They went after Serena Williams.
Listen,
calling her husband a groupie, and
it's like the pictures he has of LeBron, the pictures he's with the Raptors. I'm like, did he buy all the Raptors like watches?
Like he is the ultimate groupie, and he's gonna talk about this woman's husband supporting her career. You sound jealous, and you sound
You wish
sad.
that was you.
You wish that was you.
And isn't he the one that fumbled the bag?
He did.
Nothing has been confirmed, but he allegedly did fumble the bag with my girl Serena. So that's on you, Aubrey.
Very much so.
Yeah. Drake? We're not going to call you Drake. You're Aubrey.
We're going to call you what your mother named you. Because you need to talk to your mom, and she needs to tell you that you're acting crazy.
Very much.
I don't approve of this behavior. And 21 Savage carried the album anyways, from what I hear.
And even Drake said he's like, do something to the ops for me.
Yeah.
I was like
you can't even hold your own. Talking about 21, can you do something for me? What does he need to do that you can't?
Can you not rhyme just like him?
You're a 40-year-old man. And
I'm saying.
Like, come on. I can't.
I can't deal with
That's been all down my timeline for the last few days.
And the whole Kanye situation, which is so sad in my personal opinion, so sad. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to defend a single thing that Mr. Kanye is doing. Not a single thing, because he is utterly and completely in the wrong.
Yeah.
But one thing I feel like the media and like a lot of people are not acknowledging is that this man has a mental health issue. Like he's actually diagnosed with a mental health issue. Yeah. And so by giving him platform while he's clearly having a manic episode, it's
like he's going through a crisis.
Exactly. And I'm like, you're giving him the platform to just blatantly do this in people's faces is one of the most, I think is one of the ways that as a society we don't take mental illness seriously. Especially like black people, essentially, because I forgot what's her name, but
Azalea Banks.
No, not Hannah, or there was this one white woman, Gabby Hanna. She was all over TikTok, mind you. I think she was having an episode.
Yeah, she was having a manic episode.
She was calling people slurs, doing all
calling
types
herself
of things.
A woman of color. Mind you, this is a white woman.
Doing all of this thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, don't pay attention to her. Don't give it attention.
Get her some help.
Get her. We
need to be sympathetic and empathetic of her."
They called, I think, police to her house just to check on her. Like people went to her house to go check on her. I'm like, if you're doing all of this,
But we
and
can't
you
get
guys,
this, like,
and
a
you didn't, and
sliver
you
of the
didn't give
same
her,
grace.
and nobody was acknowledging her. Like people were not
Yeah.
acknowledging her thing like that because they're like, oh, we know she's having a mental issue. But with Kanye, they're giving him so much
It's so
platform.
sensationalized, and
So
like
sensational.
the things that he says are very hurtful to multiple communities. And so
Multiple.
it's like, on top of you, just like, what is the word?
I don't say
Exploiting
Exploiting.
his mental state right now. You're also opening up more danger to those communities that he's attacking.
exactly.
So it's not just like, oh, we're just letting Kanye be Kanye. Like, no, this is actually hurting groups of people.
Exactly. And people with that type of mental illness too, because I don't think people understand how much of the media plays a factor in how people with certain disabilities are viewed. Like people with autism, people with bipolar, people with like, they are not, people in society, like, what's the word, villainize them when they actually have those conditions and they can control them because they see it on TV and how it's portrayed on TV. They always portray it to the extreme, you know, or they always publicize the most on things on the extreme ends. Like, I know the same thing is done to Azalea Banks, which is also very, very horrendous. Like, I know she went on, what's his name, Nick, the dude Wild 'N Out. She went on
Nick
Nick
Cannon.
Cannon.
the whole Nick Cannon. And I, like,
The man with 13 kids.
Is it 13
It's
now?
no,
Yesterday
they
it was
announced
12.
no 13.
Oh my
Like-
I'm not
like-
keeping up.
No, listen.
I'm not keeping up.
That's why there's 24 seasons of Wild 'N Out. He has to
has
feed
to
his
pay the
kids.
bills.
He has to feed his kids.
Because no, because he's not doing anything else. I don't think.
No, and also his kids are going to be on that show.
Yeah,
Trust
like, they don't
me.
have a choice.
The
at this
oldest
point.
one is probably like, "Hey, Dad."
Mariah Carey's kids.
Oh yeah, but listen, them kids are good.
They are good because they have Mariah.
They do.
Have Mariah.
They have Mariah.
They're
The
like,
other
"Oh,
ones?
Dad, we don't want to be on your little little YouTube thing play."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be on
I
your
wanna be in
sketch
your little
show.
Sketch show.
I'm gonna go be in Mom's music video. Okay.
Right. It's like, we're gonna go celebrate Christmas with Mom.
Me and Mom are gonna go get a Mariah meal and see you later, Dad.
Exactly.
But like back to the whole Azalea Banks thing. That's one of the things that makes me so sad because listen, Homegirl is a brilliant musician. Musical wise, listen, if she wasn't so, her stuff
she
bangs.
makes really fun music.
She does.
But it's just her bad takes and her poor delivery
Off.
that is what really, really gets us.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is like her and Kanye are very similar in the way that they talk to and about people. But she doesn't get the same grace that he does. A lot of the time, the conversation is, we need to wrap our arms around Kanye. He needs our help right now, da-da-da-da-da. But then anytime
And mind you,
Azalea
this
Banks...
personally, and I think with the Kanye thing, like how Kanye is treated, because even right now they're very much horrible to Kanye. I feel like it's the community, which community is coming from, because I can only speak from the community which I mainly interact with, right? And that's where you usually see misogynoir jump out between those two. But on a wider scale, it's like the misogyny of, like, you know, the layering of how they're both treated is like it's misogyny. Like, Kanye's bad, but it's like she's worse.
Yeah,
and it's
just
like,
because she's a woman. Exactly. They're like, you should know better than to say those things. You should know to be emotionally, you know, whatever, aware of everything because you're a woman. When we don't have those same expectations
For men. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's just, it's upsetting because when a black woman does something that someone doesn't like, it's immediately like, she's a villain, we need to take her down, da-da-da-da-da. But then when something violent happens to a black woman, it's not taken seriously, which brings us back to Drake. And the fact that, like, even though none of the court cases have been closed, nothing has really been solidified, we know that Megan Thee Stallion has trauma due to Tory Lanez, this incident. So for you to go and take the side of somebody whose career doesn't serve you in any way, shape, or form and hasn't really been popping since Say It, his first single, is wild. To invalidate her experience in public on such a large scale. It doesn't make sense.
Really doesn't.
And the thing is, he didn't just go for like one black woman. He went for like multiple.
Like we have Megan, we have Ice Spice because she didn't want to hang out with him after he flew her out or whatever. And then, you know, Serena Williams, it's that fragile masculinity because you're feeling threatened.
Because he's a silly guy.
'Cause he's a silly guy.
Listen, God gives his silliest battles to his
his
funniest clowns.
True. It is clown behavior. Clown behavior.
My oh my. My oh my.
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like we needed to get that off of our chest.
Yes, me too.
'Cause,
It's a little weight feels lifted.
Yeah, a weight feels lifted. I'm glad I was able to let Drake know how I felt about the words that he said on his album with
About our
21 Savage.
dear
Because he's like,
Megan.
I wonder what Paige Hall
Yeah, exactly.
feels
I know
about
he was waiting for my takes on this. I know that he's like sitting at his phone waiting for this
with
to
his
drop.
feet up.
Yes, with his feet up, like
Feet up.
kicking his feet.
With his hands like
Yes,
this.
yes, exactly.
He's like,
He's waiting for us to give our 2 cents. So Drake, we have given our 2 cents and you need to cut it out.
And
Get
sit
some
down.
help.
Sit down.
Sit down and think about what you've done. Go be a father.
Next track, he like name drops us. He's like, the rap want to be the Breakfast Club so
I
bad.
know.
And we get dragged on Twitter?
Please imagine if
I
Drake
would be
actually took an issue
happy
with us.
being the villain.
I
would
I would
instigate.
love to beef with Drake.
I would love to. Because
Like,
it's
sit
like,
down. Sit
I'm
down.
nobody, and you're risking it all for nobody.
Me,
Yeah.
To beef with me, a college student in Ellensburg, Washington.
With a bit of a debt.
With
a bit of a
let's,
debt.
Let's do this.
and you wanna argue with me. All right, let's do it then.
I might pay off my loans with this little beef.
Thank you. Get me any sponsors, dealerships, whatever.
By way.
So Drake, if you wanna have more beef for your next upcoming album, I'm your girl. I will even leave a really mean voicemail for you to open up your album to, or close it out, whatever you want.
Do we each make one?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should, and then send it to him and be like, "This is how we feel, and I think that you should start your next project with this."
And
Well,
this-
it's gonna flop, but
Oh.
you know,
Again?
again.
Oh.
But you know, that's all I have to say about that.
My voicemail is going to be like, yo, you should collab with The Weeknd. Maybe you'll get listeners.
Honestly, because
Honest.
The Weeknd is popping right now.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
I went to his concert.
How was that?
Listen, it was really good. I feel like the first concert I saw him was better, just because I was
What
like
was the first
17.
concert that you saw?
It was The Weeknd, Belly, Black, Ray
Black?
Shermerd.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Six
fine.
Black.
And Nav, like the entire like XO crew was there, and I was like, listen, my mind is blown. So
And then you went and saw him in his latest tour.
yeah, and it was just him, and I was like, this
No one
is-
opened?
He had 2 openers, but they weren't that popular.
Oh, you don't remember?
I
their
don't.
names?
I don't know their names. I'm gonna be
Dang.
honest.
Wow, can't even get them no airtime.
Yeah, because
crazy.
they're not paying me. They're not paying me. Their
The
beefs
Weeknd
won't
is?
pay me.
That's true. Their beefs will not pay the bills.
What does pay the bills?
But yeah. What else do we have on our docket to talk about today?
I bet it's been going around school, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some campus happenings.
Some campus activities.
Yeah, some campus events.
Events? Would we call them that?
Is it
I
an
w-
event or is it just like
A walk.
well, it was a protest,
Oh.
but it's the Cats Against Assault protests and the like entire social media campaign to get action to be taken towards predators on campus, alleged predators that students are coming forward and sharing their experiences of being, what is the word?
Not being
Harmed?
heard, I think.
Being harmed,
Being
not
harmed.
being
heard,
heard.
not being taken serious
Yeah.
when they pay how much money to go here?
There was a
Exactly.
sign that I saw that like spoke, like it just slapped me in the face. It said, "Parking enforcement is more serious than allegations."
No, seriously. I
Yeah.
see so many tickets being given out, and the amount of cases that have just gotten thrown out through Title IX is crazy.
Very much so.
Because, like you were saying, like we all pay a lot of money to be here. We should not have to deal with these
Fear.
compounding traumas, this fear of being harmed by people who work at the school.
And
Or
whom we're supposed to respect as professionals at the
exactly,
end
whom
of
we're
the day.
supposed to respect as professionals, who should respect us as human beings. We shouldn't have to be going through that.
And so I feel like this is I feel like it's another example of how says these types of issues are like not taken serious, even when they're like alleged cases. Because if something is alleged and like and you have like a group of students,
Exactly.
multiple,
It's more than
multiple
one person. Yeah.
coming up to you about a certain issue. As an institution, I feel like you should address that issue.
You have that responsibility.
And you have that
to do
responsibility to address that issue because people within the institution are I don't want to say are entrusting you to do
Yeah.
so.
Because
Yeah.
you trust the university to
Be
keep
taking
with
care of you.
policy,
Yeah.
keep up, like, if anything, just keep up appearance, like, make me feel
Make me
safe.
feel safe. Exactly. Especially like with freshmen, they're required to stay on campus.
Yes.
So the campus needs to be a safe place for
Exactly.
students, especially the ones that live here. Like they're here 24/7 and they have to go around knowing that, you know, a predator is lurking around the corner or someone who has harmed them is still in the same position that they're in and they can't do anything about it. That's so unfair. How are we supposed to succeed as students when we're put in a space where, you know, our mental health is being challenged because of things like this? But mental health matters, right?
Yeah.
You know, like something needs to be done. And I'm glad that people are finding the
Ways.
voice to say something.
And the support. I honestly was
Yeah.
like,
You can hear it.
wow, you
Yeah,
could hear it.
you could hear it
could hear
across
it.
campus. And like, I think I've been here for a little bit, and that is the loudest protest that I've heard on this campus. Like, I've seen many protests happen. You know, they're all peaceful, obviously, but this one, like, you could hear it, and you could tell that, like,
There was pain.
There was pain, and they meant it. So, like, how do you just ignore something like that?
You don't and shouldn't.
You don't.
don't, and you shouldn't.
And you shouldn't. So I'm looking forward to, you know, something being done because it needs to be done.
It needs to be
Like
done.
we pay too much money.
go
We
here.
spend too much time. We sacrifice too much to be here and not be safe.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
It's the wrap.
It is the wrap. This would be the time where we would normally let y'all know what's going on at the DEC in the upcoming weeks or in the upcoming week, but we don't have anything going on in the next week or so.
except for Popcorn Friday.
Except it will not,
Not
be
be
this
there
Friday.
Friday.
Oh,
because the
it's
campus
Veterans
is
Day.
closed. Yeah. So we actually don't have any announcements for y'all except that we will be back next Thursday to do announcements throughout the hour and let y'all know what's going on then. So keep a lookout for that. And we'll see y'all in our next episode.
Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.